Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here. It's midweek, and as we usually know, it's another look what I've been watching. So this is a kind of little bit of a spillover still from the Christmas period. So there's boxes and stuff I started and haven't finished, or anything. So let's get to the little pile up and try not to give away what they are. There's a little thumbnail picture there. So let's get into it and beat around the bush. So first off, we have, so you'll know I picked this up just before Christmas, and my wife, one of the movies she wanted to watch before Christmas was Bridget Jones's Diary, even the first one. I'd never seen it before. I'd only seen Free with her. We didn't own it, so I bought, I think, for about £7-8 a Bridget Jones Blu-ray collection. Yeah, we finally finished watching the last one the other day, or rewatching it, I should say, because we had already seen it. So yeah, I actually really like these movies. It's really surprising from 1 and 2 and even 3, because watching 3 without knowing 1 or 2, you miss a few bits. Obviously now, having seen it all, the gap between 2 and 3 is such big, but how they still kept quite a lot of continuity in there. The same actors and actresses returned and stuff, and how it kept, and it just felt like it was a natural progression, and it kind of ended the whole story. It felt like it tied everything up, and they needed it, so it was well worthwhile. So I actually really like all of these. So it was a nice surprise, obviously bought them for my wife, but they will go in the collection. So next one, it was a gift from AJ's Movie Place, and it is Inglourious Bastards. Apologies if you find that offensive. So this was a collector's edition. I think he got hold of it. He split between me and Matt, so we got a steelbook that I did show. That was very nice, and some cards and a little book with pictures from it. Now, I haven't seen this movie before receiving this. I did have a copy of it that now will go into the trade pile or sell pile, whatever. AJ highly recommended it, which is why he'd given me and Matt a copy of it. So I put it on the other night. Did not know what to expect. Obviously, I assume it's Nazi related due to obviously the Reich symbol there and stuff. And it starts off Christopher Waltz going to his family, World War II time in France. And it wasn't what I was expecting. I was quite taken aback for the first scene. Now it's cut into kind of like 5 sections, I believe they're titled. But yeah, it took me a little while. Obviously, it'd been the last film I'd seen is the Hateful Eight. Is it? That was the last Quentin Tarantino one, which was quite a long time ago. I say it must be 5 or 6 years since I've seen. Oh, I suppose I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well. But this is back to kind of his form, and at the first sort of few scenes and stuff, I was a bit like, oh, this is a bit strange. And then stuff happens and you start getting different scenes from different actors. Never realised, obviously, that's Eli Roth. If anybody didn't even know he was in it, didn't even know what he looked like. Quite a good director, and stuff. And obviously this guy, he is German, but he hates everything about Germans. So every scene he's in, he's killing a German in one way or the other. Very interesting, little behind the scenes to know. But yeah, actually, by the end of it, I really enjoyed the movie. It took me a little while because for like the first hour or so, you weren't quite sure what's going on, and it's kind of, I think with Quentin Tarantino movies, by the end of it, kind of everything kind of sits into place and it all makes sense and you kind of get it. And it kind of is to lead you on this path, but you don't know you're on this path until the end of the movie. And I thought it was very clever. There was a lot of things that he did there that worked very well. Obviously, there is a previous movie called Inglourious Basterds. I don't know if that's linked or anything, but yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. Really good to have this special edition as well. And obviously, I think Christopher Waltz won an Oscar for his portrayal of the character, which I can kind of get from it. He is reading behind the scenes. They struggled to find an actor to portray that character, and when they met Christopher Waltz, they believed he was the perfect one. So yeah, so 2 big ones I've had. The next one was another one just after the Christmas and New Year's, and it's a movie that we'd been around our friends just before Christmas. It'd been on TV, and my wife felt like she wanted to watch it again. So it is Crocodile Dundee. Now, obviously, conveniently, we wanted to watch it, and I have it all. So we started 3. So we watched 1, and we really enjoyed it. So then we started to watch 2. Again, really enjoyed that. And then, obviously, how do you follow it up? By going to the 3rd one. really, really interesting. Didn't know that they were actually they were married in real life and together through like most of this, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I like all of them. Even the third one, it isn't. It's, to me, this is kind of like the Beverly Hills Cop 3. It was quite a far apart. I think this is 2001 and this was 94, 96. I could be slightly off. I can't see any age of that, but I think they're not. You know, you got mid 80s, and then you got like 13 or 14, and maybe it's 96 and 98, 86 and 88. But really, really good, nice. You know, Paul Hogan. He didn't do much, but what he did, I think the Crocodile Dundee ones are great movies. They don't make movies like that. You rewatch them, and I know some stuff would be frowned on today, but it is so a basic movie of back to nature and locations and stuff. Great movies, you know. They should start, as I've said in quite a few, they should start going back to a bit more basics and getting away from CG and just, you know, even like just a standard man who's just kind of good with a knife and good with the outback, kind of how they use that so well within these movies. But there, so all of Crocodile. So the final one was a birthday present from my friends, and this is Twist of Fate, the Matt and Jeff Hardy story. So anybody who does or doesn't know, these are two wrestlers that are predominant in the late 90s, early 2000s. They've had their Sign of Trouble. This was a DVD that was produced early 2000s, I believe, 2008 even, late 2000s. Basically, it's 2 discs. There's loads of bonus stuff on it, but you get, the first disc is you get Matt's story, the second one you get Jeff's. They're kind of the same, but not. They have, obviously there are a lot of personal issues. Now, me of watched it, found out that some of the storyline in wrestling was actually based on real life. It wasn't fake, it wasn't made up like most of it is. It actually did involve a bit of personal one. It explains why they left. And they are 2 very talented individuals and have worked very hard to get where they want. Obviously, Jeff unfortunately suffers with, or has suffered with, drug issues and stuff over time, which I can imagine happens. He is quite a dare-defying athlete who throws himself around. I imagine that your body's going to take a toll, and going on certain drugs, specifically in America, where, you know, drugs and alcohol are very, very easy to get hold of when you are famous. That, you know, unfortunately, it's a slippery slope. But yeah, very, very interesting to learn, very, very to see their personal side of things, and just a few other things to kind of go back to me. You know, these are my favourite tag team of my favourite wrestlers of all time. Even include Hulk Hogan in that, because this is kind of my era. But yeah, so that is everything that I've been watching this week. Is there anything that you agree with or disagree with, if I liked or didn't like? There's quite a lot of likes, quite a lot of nostalgia stuff. I think at times you need to. It hasn't, of late, the new movies I've watched haven't been the greatest, so it's nice to go back to a bit of classic ones. Anyway, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel you want to. If not, don't worry about it, and I shall see you in the next one.